technically this thing really isn't doing jack shit, because this one, the one that locks it all in, isn't holding anything. That's what I gotta go get the lock washer and for this, the lock washer and the nut for this thing. But we're gonna put it on just so we can see it, get a kind of a feel of it. See if the seat has good placement. I did not get the sliders. That's what I was going to tell you guys. I did not get the seat sliders simply because they're so much heavier than what is really needed. They're about 5 pounds a piece is what Sparco has them listed at. So 5 pounds a piece, that's 10 pounds more. Right now we're sitting at about a, I don't know, 80 to 90 pound weight reduction. So I didn't want to compromise that part of it, you know what I mean? After spending so much money, if not, then kind of what's the point, you know what I mean? I could have just left the other seats in. But these things actually do feel comfortable. I'm a smaller guy. I'm 5'6", 172 pounds. You saw it yesterday or on the other video. And I put the seat pretty much all the way forward as it'll go without the slider. And it feels really comfortable. Now the GTR seats are already narrow, and if you've never sat in a GTR, the seats are narrow and the like lumbar or the side pieces right here are really, really plush, so it pushes you into the center of it, right? So this kind of feels one and the same. Now, obviously, this car right here has 1,200 horsepower, so it's not a daily driver, so to say, but it is built to be able to drive it pretty regular. But it is not my personal daily driver, so I don't really need it to be super duper touring comfortable, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna pull up here and let the car warm up just a little bit more. It's already showing that it's warm. Man, these seats feel badass. Let me turn the camera and make sure it's good. I did order also a TPMS like little reset tool, because after I changed to the Advan wheels, I never got them reset. I don't believe they even have monitors in them. They actually might have monitors. I think my buddy told me they had monitors in them, but I never reset it, so that damn light is still on. The airbag light did reset yesterday when I had to do the whole little reset. That was actually pretty easy. If you want a video on that, I can do a video on that if you're interested. I don't have the fucking airbag light no more, so I don't know how I can actually completely show you how to do it, but I could walk you through it if need be. Overall, this feels freaking sick. Feels really, really good. I just need this side piece right here, and then we'll be pretty much straight. This doesn't really bother me. I might go ahead and order those padding pieces just for aesthetics, and then obviously, you know, when I do go somewhere, I don't want to have it fucking cutting my neck open. But it feels different. It definitely feels like a actual fast car now. Before, it felt like a car in just some big, heavy, plush seats. But this actually feels like a fast car. You know, I was trying to talk to my wife, and she was like, man, that's really cool. It looks badass and all this stuff. And I was like, you know, it's weird that you have to buy the Nismo in order to get like some type of race seat. And then I was telling her that like in the Lambos and the R8s and stuff, well, not the R8s, I don't believe in the R8s, but in the Lambos, you pretty much get like carbon seats and all that. They already do everything for weight reduction and stuff. So it's kind of like already built into that huge overprice. But, you know, I've had people, oh, look, the TPMS went off. Oh, nice. TPMS went off. I changed the wheels back to the original wheels that came on the car. And I didn't think that, I thought that it would reset the light, right? I thought that the light would go away. But after putting the wheels on, and I drove it, I think, once, the light stayed on. And the light was on last night when I had turned the car on and moved it. But now it's gone. The only thing that is on is the seatbelt. If you didn't watch the video from yesterday, again, I was talking about the seatbelt. The seatbelt indication is on right now, right? Because it's showing that somebody's in the car when we did the occupant freaking little pack from Airbag 360, and then it's showing that somebody's in the seat, so that in the little resistor, so that the side airbags will come on. Okay, now here's the thing. The reason why that light is on is because I still technically have the stock seatbelt clicker, the female piece. I still have that piece underneath the seat. It's still connected, right? That way, if you wanted to not run these and run that, you could. So I was scouring the internet last night, probably like at 3 in the morning, trying to rack my brains, and I found some on Titanium Works, but it was a single one, obviously made of titanium, and that thing was like $64. I'm not paying $64 for one, and then I think I need two, one for each side. I'm not gonna pay it was actually $130 shipped. $130 shipped because they gave you a $22 discount for buying two. It ended up being $130 shipped to my address. So as soon as I saw that price tag, I was like, fuck that. I started looking and I found a place that says it's universal for all sizes. And so I jumped on it and took a risk. It was only $16 to ship to my door. Now they're not titanium, they're just black ones. But what am I really losing if the $16 ones don't end up working, right? Just throw them in the corner, it is what it is. But as for right now, I can tell you right now, and maybe it's just the placebo effect, maybe it's just in my head. Right now, the car feels lighter. And what I mean by that is when I'm taking off, the amount of throttle that I have to push or the feel of the acceleration feels way less. And it could just be in my head. But look, I'm barely pressing the gas. Normally, I have to be like in this little gray area of pressing the gas firm, but not too firm, too fast, because this has a built transmission, and you don't want to get on it unless you're in manual and in race mode. Right now, it literally feels like I'm barely pressing the throttle and it's fucking going. I'm telling you, I feel the difference. It could just be seat of the pants feeling. Maybe not really numbers wise, but I feel it. Seats are fucking comfortable. Like I said, I'm a small guy, 5'6", 170. I'm a little bit more wide, I would say. I'm built like a fucking turtle. But the seats feel comfortable. The padding, I definitely recommend, if you do go with these seats, to pay up the extra like $175 per seat to get the Alcantara padding, because the padding is literally in all the right spots and it feels freaking perfect. I promise you. Man, this car feels great. I shit you not. Maybe, like I said, maybe it's just a placebo effect, but this thing feels lighter. It feels far more light. Maybe it is just the feeling of such a big seat underneath you, because whenever if you've sat in a GTR, let me know down in the comment section below if you've ever sat in a GTR and if you agree with me on the seats, because I know that they have the black edition with the Recaro seats, which are a little bit more slim, but I think those are still heavy as well. They might be a little bit lighter than my CBA freaking seats. My CBA seats are freaking heavy. Okay, that's rigid. Definitely rigid. Normally, when I go over train tracks, it doesn't feel as fucking boom, boom, boom. So definitely feel the rigidity in the seats. But dude, I shit you not, I'm barely touching the throttle and this thing is already starting to move. I can only imagine if we could lose probably like another 150 pounds, that'd be tits right there. Now, I think you could get there, but that's gonna run you a shit ton of money. You're probably gonna have to do tubular subframes, because I believe when you go to tubular subframes, it's like a 28-pound drop in the front. Oh man, it's a dead dog. A 28-pound drop in the front and like a 36-pound drop in the back. So what is that? That's close to like 66 pounds right there. So let's say you do that, that's 66 pounds. And then you do the carbon ceramics, which that's a huge perk, especially if you're doing roll races, because that's rotational weight. That's rotational mass on the wheels themselves. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, this loose asphalt. They just redid these roads out here in these back county roads. They just laid down new asphalt because of the heat. And so I haven't been taking the car this way, but they just put it in a specific area that they hadn't put it in. Alright, so ended up having to buy, well, not having to, but I bought this just because they were on sale. 200 bucks, and it comes with 2 batteries and a charger, so that's kind of a steal. Plus my other equipment all uses M18, so it's a win-win. It's about, I think it's like it's about 90 bucks or $99 per battery typically. So if I was to get 2 batteries, that'd be 200 bucks. Now I get the smaller impact and a drill. So I need to use this to wallow out this bad boy, because this one didn't fit. If you can tell, it is a little bit off-centered. And then I needed to get the hardware to put this, which I'm gonna put this, see that mount right here? I'm gonna put it like so, put it like that with the lock washer and the nut, and that way this harness will hook right into there and be rigid. And then what else did I get? Oh, I got a drill, because what happened was these sliders, it's like they don't fit. So the front bolts are good, but back here it's pretty much not holding on to jack shit. So I got a drill bit. I'm gonna drill a hole here and a hole there, or I'm gonna reposition it maybe about an inch back. I'm gonna reposition it about an inch back and then make the holes according right there, and that's gonna be the position. I kind of like where it's at right now, so I might not move it, but because it still kind of gives you a little bit of room to put somebody in the rear. But then again, screw that, we're not going to deal with the rear. So I might move it, probably I'm more than likely going to move it like right back here. So I have to put a hole here and a hole on that opposite side, and then make holes up here. And I'm just doing that for this one, okay, just so that we can move this one to the front to the back. But should be good. All right, that's all I got to do. But like as of right now, it's real rigid, but the only piece that it feels a little weak is because that one is missing that one bolt. But we got all the equipment. We're gonna go home, get to it. Not just this crap, that nothing goes as per the fucking as per the instructions. You either have leftover pieces, or you need to go to the hardware store to make some shit fit, you know what I mean? Which kind of is what it is, man. I'm not really tripping on it. That piece that, like I said, that piece where this side belt, the side buckle or side belt is gonna go get mounted to, that's the same piece that my stock seat belt FEMO connection would go to. So it's just as rigid, it's just as strong. It's just they give you that eye bolt so that you can go put it all the way down and bolt it to the actual bulkhead, which I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to make holes in the car. I don't want to cut the carpet. I don't want to do any of that stuff. I already had modified the carpet. It's real clean, but you have to modify the carpet to put in the Rampage roll cage. So no worries. Well, let me know what you guys think, man. Do you think this shit looks good, or do you think it was it's overkill. Should I have gone with the carbon seats? I think the black seats look sick just because the rest of the car is black. The only thing that's carbon, like the only exposed carbon I really have is this piece, which is forged, right? The steering wheel. And then the small piece in the middle of the bumper that goes underneath the grill. It's a small little sliver. I want to say that's like dry regular carbon. That's the only pieces of carbon that is exposed. Now my trunk is carbon, but it's paint matched. So that's why I wanted to go with kind of like just the sleek look, the stealth look. Oh, the car runs good, and that's with everything off. Like it's an automatic. None of my settings are on, so it's just base map. Runs good, but you can't romp on it. You don't want to romp on it, even though it's in the base map. You don't want to romp on it in automatic, just because this thing wants to shift really fucking hard. The transmission. I got a 3.5, stage 3.5 fucking transmission with the 1,000 horsepower axles. I got fucking the whole rear end set up. You know what I mean? Like I said, this car is built for probably 13 to 1,500 horsepower easily. It's just I'm limited at my turbos and my injectors right now. So those will be the things that I upgrade coming soon. Turbos maybe not. Turbos, that's gonna be that might be a process, but I do plan on buying the Boost Logic intake that has a 12 injector setup with a second set of injectors, the injector harness, and then I think I am gonna go bigger throttle bodies, even though they say you don't need it, but just to clean up the engine bay, give everything kind of like a fresh feel, I'm gonna do bigger throttle bodies. And then what sucks is because the intake is so much bigger, you have to get your intake pipes that come from your intercooler, you have to get that modified. So I'm gonna have to get that, you know, cut and fucking reconfigured on my own. So that'll take some time. But the plan is, right now, first step, get a new intake manifold Boost Logic with the 12 injector setup, the wiring harness that's required for that, the second set of injectors, the up pipes freaking modified, and then a retune. And then that's pretty much where we're gonna stay at. What I'm waiting for is Black Friday or Cyber Monday to do that, because I know Boost Logic has a big sale on their website where they drop stuff like a lot of percent on the things that they can adjust price on. They can adjust price on the carbon seats because I was gonna buy them last year, but they couldn't adjust. So, and the difference between the carbon seats for them with all the equipment to these, those were like $6,500 without harnesses. So you tack on another $800. So you're looking at $7,400 on just seats and all that stuff. Now, from what I paid right now, we're looking at $42,000, $43,000. So you're looking at $3,000, right? $3,000 difference in 5 pounds. I'm not doing that. It realistically doesn't make sense. There's a cop right there. These cops right here act fucking stupid. But that's the plan. So come Cyber Monday or Black Friday, whichever one that they start the deal, that is when I will pull the trigger. My cart is already full. It's full of fucking shit, man, and I'm just like, ugh. I do not want to pull the trigger on 40 grand worth of shit, even with the fucking discount. So we're gonna piece that shit out. I'm not rich by no means. Like I said, I do not make money from this content, although I wish I would. So subscribe, hit the like, share to anybody that has a GTR is just wanting to watch fucking YouTube, man. Show some support, dude. It literally doesn't cost you anything to subscribe and turn on your notification bells. It really does not. All it does is help out myself, you know what I mean? So if you could, I'd appreciate it. If not, if you choose not to, then hey, kind of is what it is, man. But so that's the plan. That's the plan. Black Friday, like I said, I already have everything in my cart. I'm just gonna remove the stuff that I don't want to pull the trigger on yet, and we'll pull the trigger on the stuff that we want to spend the money on, which may be the easiest portion, because I can also do that install myself. You know what I mean? Now the tuning, do all that stuff, and see what he says about the injector size that I'm gonna have to order. I think I'm gonna have to get 1300 as my primary, which right now I have 1700 as my primary. Use these 1700 as my secondary, run 1300 as my primary, which will help clean up a lot of the herky-jerky, lower-end performance. Right now, the car runs great, but it is a big injector, you know what I'm saying? But also on my, when I'm running E85 and I'm running on a highest setting and I'm going full bore, the 1700 injectors are pretty much maxed out at just 6 of them. So we'll be all right. We'll get everything dialed in, but that is the plan. So come 2 months from now, I do plan on getting all the stuff in, and then slowly but surely getting everything installed, getting things modified, and then get the tuning dialed in, which should be around Christmas time. So it will be a process. Like I said, I'm not trying to build this car in a day, even though I would like to, but then what's the fun in that, you know what I mean? I don't get to enjoy each little step. So the car ain't going nowhere. We got it in the garage, take it out for events whenever I'm off, car shows, little things like that. Other than that, man, I love the way the seats feel. They're actually really comfortable. They don't feel as hot as the other seats. I don't know if it's just because those seats were really freaking solid, real thick, but those seats gets like, they contain my body heat. These right now feel really, really good. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm being honest. The momentum and the feel of the vehicle to the throttle pedal position, it feels a little bit more snappy. I don't know. I could be full of shit. My wife tends to think I am. But anyways, man, I'm just gonna go home. I'm gonna do this crap. I'll record some of me modifying or fucking with the brackets and shit like that. Show you guys what I had to do. But I appreciate everybody coming through. I'm very grateful. Like I said, if you could just hit the subscribe button, man. It don't cost you anything. Hit the notification bell. I hardly ever post videos, so I'm not gonna fucking bombard you. But it don't cost y'all nothing, man. Just hit that subscribe button, man. I appreciate it. Share it to anybody that you think would like seats like this, man. These seats are actually way cheaper than what you would think compared to carbon seats, and they're a little bit heavier than a carbon seat, but way lighter than my OEM seat, man. All right, after the second run to freaking Home Depot to get the larger 5/16, because I only got a quarter, but that was like right at size, so I went and got a 5/16. Went ahead and made 2 new holes. Now it's super secure, and then especially over here, this thing is gnarly, super rigid. And then, like I told you, we put this right here so that this is latched on, looking good. So just got to get that one put on here and then get the seat put back in, and then we are done. We are secure. And I just got my work schedule, so I should be available. It should be tentatively available for the Texas Mile. Crazy because I'm wearing the shirt, right? So I should be available for the Texas Mile. I don't know if I'll be able to run. I want to run. I think it's like $800. So if you want me to run, let me know down in the comment section. I want to run. I'll spend the $800 if you guys are going to support and hit that freaking like button and maybe share the content. I'll try to run the car, see how fast I can get her. I might fucking pucker up at about 180, but I'll see you guys on the next video, man. Let me put the seat back in, get everything buckled up. We're going to go get some snow cones because it's pretty hot. All right, so we got everything done. What, Spider-Man? Got everything done. It is nice and rigid. Everything is complete. Looking good, looking good. Money.